very easy to get stuck in the same place if you don't have strategies to be able to scale. So coach, what do you mean by scale? What does that really look like? That looks like this. When you have a proof of concept as a coach, you got to have proof of concept, meaning that you know that the offer that you have works for, your particular demographic of audience, who you want to help, how you want to help them. But you also have this package and this offer that people are buying like hotcakes. And if you're in a place where people aren't receptive to the offer, or they don't seem like they're buying into it, it could be a couple reasons. It could be one, it's not that good at sales yet. So that can be one challenge. Or it could be the fact that you just haven't had the proof of concept yet. So once that proof of concept is there, and let's say you made, let's say, at least 10 sales of your coaching package. Okay, well, once you have that, and you say, okay, now it's really just about getting more attention in so I can service people. Once you're at that place, then you're looking to scale. Most people, first thing, people scale too quickly. So you want to make sure that you're not scaling. And all really scaling is you're growing your team, or you're growing the amount of leads that you're bringing into your business. That's really what scale is, so you can generate more revenue. But most people say they want to scale, but the offer is not, people are not really excited about it, or they don't have their system dialed in. Meaning, do you have your system for what it looks like to take somebody from somebody who doesn't know you, or at the beginning of the sales cycle, all the way until somebody becomes a paying client? If you don't have it and it's all over the place, and sometimes you market like this, sometimes it's like that, sometimes you get clients here, sometimes you get clients there, when you bring clients in, some people get onboarded, some people don't get onboarded, some people get helped differently depending on how they came in, or what they came in, or what package they bought. And if your whole process is, you don't have it set, you don't have it solid, if you don't have if it's not documented, then one, you want to go back and you want to fix that first. You want to fix the offer and the package, and you want to fix what the process and the system you use to get clients. Once you have that down, now we can start talking about a conversation about scale. So then what it looks like is like, okay, well, I can scale the leads, meaning, let's say if you're using it could be ads or organic, right? So if you're using, if it's organic, right, that means that you got to do more organic efforts to be able to bring in more leads, to book appointments, have conversations with you, and then do it that way, right? Or what it could be is, it could be through ads. And if it's through ads, then at this point, it's about ratcheting up the ad spend and ratcheting it up so you can ratchet up the amount of leads that are coming in. And those leads are in turn going to bring more people who want to speak to you, who want to get in your calendar, and then also be able to generate more clients and revenue. So that's really what you want to look at. Now, if you're at that part, first things in terms of scale is you want to hit a constraint. The only reason you would scale is because you hit a constraint in something. Meaning, I'm bringing in, I have a constraint on, let's say, I have a constraint on my calendar. Meaning that I have leads coming in, but I physically just can't book any more folks to speak to. So let me expand my team so I can get somebody else who could do sales calls for me. Right now you're scaling your team. Or if you're in a place where it's like, you want to generate more revenue, and you're like, okay, I got the ad spend to be able to do it. However, if I don't spend more money, I won't make more money. So let me scale my ads and my ad budget and my ad spend, and me doing that is going to in turn bring more bring more appointments, which is going to bring more revenue into the business. So that's how I think about scale, and scaling in the right way, not just kind of scaling and doing anything the way that you want to do it, because you'll end up spending a lot of time, a lot of money, just acquiring new systems. And so you really have to think about scale in terms of constraints. What constraint are we limited in right now that warrants us wanting to scale. And that's what it's going to come down to. What is the constraint? Literally the constraint could just be, I want to be able to, impact more people. I want to be able to bring more people on, or I want to scale a team and bring on a virtual assistant that can be one too, right? You bring on a virtual assistant. That virtual assistant then in turn does all the administrative work of the business. Then now that they're doing administrative work, what's going to happen? Your whole calendar is going to open up. Now the calendar that opens up, now that gives you more time to take more calls. You get what I'm saying? Because that was the same journey that I went through, was trying to figure out, like, okay, I'm doing everything, right? You know how we just do things all over the place. We here, we doing this, we sending out emails, we, you're trying to do content, right? You're trying to get on calls with people, and we're literally the jack of all trades, right? We're the jack of all trades. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna make sure that you are scaling in a way that's going to allow you to be successful and not overspend when you don't need to. Cool. So that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, is make sure that you scale right. So what are some practical takeaways, and how do you really evaluate where you're at in the process that is going to help take you to that next level? So first things first is assess and say, is everything dialed in terms of my systems right now? And you want to look at a couple different areas. One, do you have a proven offer? A proven offer is you've got an X amount of people to say yes. I usually say, let's say maybe you hit 10 sales already, or something along the factor of, let's say, between $5,000 to $10,000 a month consistently. If you check off one of those, then you can say, okay, I have an offer that I feel good about that people are going to want, regardless of what your niche is. This is not niche specific. It's just more of, are people actually buying it and they're excited about it? That's the first thing. The next thing you want to dial in is, okay, well, what is my content system, my content strategy? Do you have one that you can continue to do? Because if you say that you want to scale, then especially if you're doing organic, then guess what? That's going to be more effort that you need to put in. Now, do you have time to be able to do that? Do you not? If you're going to generate more leads, especially organically, that's going to be more effort, right? So what does that look like? Do you have the ability to be able to do that? So you want to make sure that your system is dialed in place from that. I was like, okay, how do I post consistently and make sure that the post is good? Then we can look at, okay, well, what is the lead strategy? How am I taking people from being my attention that I'm getting on social media to them actually booking appointments on my calendar? And am I doing that? And do I have a strategy, a lead generation strategy that's working consistently? And if it is, then now you can say, okay, I got X person, this is working. Now let me throw in one person, two people, three people, or whatever that I'm gonna be able to use to scale, right? Because now that's gonna bring in more leads for me, or let me run more ads and put up my ad budget so I can be able to bring more people in. So you can do that. And then from a sales perspective, if you're getting a lot of people who are booking appointments, but you don't have the capacity from a sales perspective, you might have to hire some sales members. So the fourth thing is, make sure that if you are at a place where it's like, yo, my calendar is packed right now and I want to be able to grow, but I can only take 5 appointments, 10 appointments, 20 appointments a week, but you want to bring in more clients, then guess what? You got to be able to take 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 appointments a week. Well, you can't, it's physically impossible for you to be able to do that. However, you can bring on other people and you can have a sales team that would allow you to be able to do that. So these are the things that you really want to be thinking about in terms of scaling, and what constraint is it stopping you from. And as long as you continue to do that, you continue to pound it, you continue to pay attention to your numbers. And that's one last thing I'll give you, is pay attention to your numbers, because as you scale, things that happen, right? You didn't say, yo, I need to get this technology. So you put a couple dollars to that. Boom, I want to bring this person in part-time, and you start shelling money out. But if you're tracking, okay, how many leads am I bringing in? Okay, how many outreaches does that look like? Okay, well, what is the ad spend or the ad budget for that? Right, okay, cool. If you got salespeople, okay, well, what is the commissions I'm paying them? So you really got to have your own daily dashboard that you're looking out. For me, I have an assistant and she provides me with those reports. So now every morning I'm looking through my reports, and that's helping me make decisions for the future. And that's really how you want to do it, because you'll scale because you got a little extra money in your pocket right now. But then next month you'll be like, oh damn, I overspent. I can't afford this, can't afford that. And then now you gotta rescale everything back. All right, so make sure you continue to look at your numbers and follow the process.